Powered by Riverside FM.
JJ McCarthy had an interview with Kay Adams today, and everybody is fixated on the words that came out of that interview. And it's funny, when it comes to JJ McCarthy and things that are surrounding him, it seems like everything is kind of slanted towards creating a narrative where he's just not going to be the 2025 starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. And I dispute that religiously. Like, there is no way now, barring injury, that JJ McCarthy is not going to be the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings once August and September rolls around. I mean, that's just going to happen. Those of you that think anything else is going to happen, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, in this interview with Kay Adams, she asked him about being QB1. And basically, and I'm paraphrasing here, for those of you who haven't seen the interview, you can go and watch it. Basically, she says, hey, JJ, how do you feel about being QB1 or whatever? And JJ McCarthy says, well, I haven't been told that yet. I haven't been told that I'm QB1, I'm the starting guy. And again, I'm paraphrasing. This is not exactly what JJ said, but this is pretty much how he framed it. Like, I haven't been told by the Minnesota Vikings that I am going to be QB1 or the starting quarterback. And then after that statement, he says, I'm glad they haven't. I like it that way. I want to be able to earn this thing every step of the way. So in that statement, there is a pretty good amount of things to kind of unpack there. Number one, what a hell of a guy JJ McCarthy is. Like, this is not one of these guys that is trying to say or do the right things. I think this is just the natural personality of JJ McCarthy and who he is. There's a lot of sincerity that comes from his voice when he speaks. And I think this guy is the real deal. I have to refrain from calling him a kid. You know, whenever I refer to JJ McCarthy, I refer to him as a kid. I've got to refrain from that. This young man, I think everything that you see on camera, everything that you hear about JJ McCarthy is what you're going to get pretty much through his duration and the time with the Minnesota Vikings organization. I think we got a gem. I think we got a good one. And I think he is sincere. He's one of these type of individuals where I think he is sincere in terms of, hey, I don't want to be given anything. I don't want Kevin O'Connell, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah to tell me that I'm number one before they're ready to tell me that I'm number one. Because when I lay my head to the pillow at night, I want to make sure that I've earned every single starting snap at QB1 that I get. And rest assured, he is in an environment where he's going to get every single opportunity to be supported and every single opportunity to be QB1 for the Minnesota Vikings. So that's number one. I mean, the type of guy that he is. Have you ever seen this young man in front of a camera where he seems to be overwhelmed or says the wrong thing? I mean, this is what you get from JJ McCarthy. And if you had the ability to be able to go and talk to some Minnesota Vikings, you know, to talk to some of his teammates in the locker room, talk to some of the people that have been around him. Hell, you could even go back to his Michigan days and talk to some of his former teammates at Michigan, some of his former coaches at Michigan. This is what you're going to get. A quality, sincere individual. Number two, I'm not going to get too upset at this because I know this is going to be the way it's going to be until JJ McCarthy has some reps under his belt in terms of being the starting quarterback. But people want to jump on the comments of him saying, well, I haven't been told that I'm QB1 yet. So again, for the people that kind of like to stir the pot, that likes the controversy, that likes, hey, well, maybe somebody else is coming in to be QB1. People that like those narratives because they just kind of like the excitement of stuff that may happen. A lot of sports talk shows get ratings for things like that. So it's natural that a lot of people in sports society, they love the intrigue. They love to make intrigue where there's not really intrigue. My wife and I, we watch a lot of reality TV at times, and we watch a lot of shows that deal with relationships. And the one thing that people always say on those relationships, on those shows, is don't tell me you love me, show me action. Don't tell me you love me, show me action. And so I think that's where the Minnesota Vikings are right now. They're not about telling JJ McCarthy, you're QB1. They are showing JJ McCarthy that he's QB1. Keep in mind, Sam Darnold in the season that he had last year, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, his last 2 games, coach, his last 2 games, he looked terrible. The majority of his season, 90% of his season last year was stellar. He had a career year. You can't take that away from Sam Darnold. And they said bye-bye to Sam Darnold. Then Aaron Rodgers, no matter what you think about Aaron Rodgers, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer that's won a Super Bowl, has a Super Bowl ring, has a lot of great years, more great years than he has bad years. And so Aaron Rodgers comes knocking at your door, and I believe that Aaron Rodgers people and Aaron Rodgers, they wanted to have Aaron Rodgers suit up for the purple, for the Minnesota Vikings. KOC, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, did their due diligence, thought about it, had some conversations about it, and ultimately they came to the decision to say, we are happy with JJ McCarthy. Those 2 things should tell JJ McCarthy all that he needs to know. What are the Minnesota Vikings' other options in terms of someone coming in and supplanting JJ McCarthy from the QB1 spot? There are no options. It's not going to happen. There is nothing that needs to be said from KOC side, from Kwesi Adofo-Mensah side, from the Minnesota Vikings side. Their actions have shown and told without saying a word that JJ McCarthy, you are QB1. So the interview is nothing. The concerns that people have about possibly, what does this mean? Is this some sort of cryptic message that the Minnesota Vikings have not told JJ McCarthy that he's QB1? Nah. JJ McCarthy is QB1. In every step of the way, the Minnesota Vikings have shown that he is QB1. Nothing else needs to be said. This is Unconventional Playbook. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Please consider becoming a member. Those that become a member will be entered into a drawing to win a Minnesota Vikings Winter Warrior jersey. And as always, UP Nation, we will see you when we see you.